Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ellyn with a Y goes live Tuesdays at 10. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I am so excited for the 61st episode. I genuinely cannot believe that. Like, it doesn't feel real. I feel like if I sit with it too much, it feels like huge. But last week was so incredible. Thank you all for tuning in. And it was so fun for me to edit. It felt like almost like a therapy session to like watch myself back talk about 60 episodes. So I really appreciate everyone that watched and everyone that DM'd me and messaged me and texted me and called me and rewatched it and then called me again. Like, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. I really appreciate it. And I have an incredible guest this week. I'm floored, honored, excited, can't believe Christene Barberich, the co-founder of Refinery 29, global editor-in-chief, host of the Unstyled podcast. I'm like freaking out. I can't believe you're coming on my show. So stay tuned for my interview later on in the show. And like I do every episode, every week, I try to remind everyone, like, let's all take a collective breath. It's okay. We're all okay. It's going to be okay. I know sometimes I need a recentering moment. And the topic of discussion for my recentering moment is a big thank you. I haven't been picking up my packages and I went down and I had a couple of like sweet gifts and treats from friends and family and also something I ordered for myself from Honest Beauty, hoping that they'll one day sponsor me. But I wanted to say a big, huge thank you to Samra for sending me a mask. I really appreciate that. That's so thoughtful. My Aunt Grace, Julie, Michael, Uncle Larry sent me the sweetest candle, so thank you for that. My best friend Sam sent me a really thoughtful gift. I appreciate that you guys are thinking of me, and I don't know, I'm not that thoughtful. Like, am I a terrible person? I don't know. Your gifts are not making me feel bad. I feel good. I'm just like, I need to step up my friendship game. So that moves me into my hot topics. Today is Cinco de Mayo and Taco Tuesday, which is very exciting. And I know everyone probably has had a margarita or had some tacos today. It's such a fun day. I hope everyone's celebrating, but I do feel like it's important to remind everyone that it's not really, it's like kind of become this like Americanized holiday. So I'm just using my hot topic as a moment of education. Cinco de Mayo was really a celebration of the Battle of Puebla in Mexico. It was a national holiday, but then many years ago, they kind of phased it out. In America, I guess, kind of took on the holiday and made it into something much bigger than what it is actually in Mexico. So just something to be aware of and to be just cognizant of. But I love Cinco de Mayo. Everyone, respect and celebrate and honor the culture, but also know the culture. Okay, so then that moves me into Happy National Teacher Day. We recently had Eddie Hearn on my show, who's a teacher. I'm looking out for you guys. I'm thinking of you, Gabby, Charmaine, Kathy. There's a lot of teachers here, so I see you and I'm thinking of you. Happy National Teachers Day. So hot topics. Last week, we talked about the fact that it had just leaked that Gigi Hadid and Zayn were having a child, and I was so excited because it's going to be a great looking child. But we weren't 100% sure, so I was like, it could be. Well, she confirmed it on Jimmy Fallon and his Fallon from Home. And obviously she spoke about how the news got out in a way that she wouldn't have liked it to go out that way. She kind of wanted to be able to share it in her own manner. But I feel like she seemed really excited. I'm very excited. And I just wanted to double confirm that is definitely happening. We can all be so excited. And it is not Tyler Cameron's son. Child. There was a lot of people that thought it was Tyler Cameron's child, but I'm excited for them and for the Hadid family to grow. And then finally, another interesting piece of hot topic news was that Elon Musk and Grimes, very interesting couple, had a child today. So Elon Musk, this is his 6th son, and they named the child symbols and numbers and dashes and letters. So X, and then an AE, which is like a function symbol, and then A-12X. From what I've heard, it might be pronounced Ash Archangel Musk. I think that this is the pinnacle of celebrity child naming. I think it's incredible. The kid can rename himself if he really doesn't like the name or he goes by like a nickname, My mom is Marcia, M-A-R-C-I-A. What you would read it as in English would be like Marcia, but she really didn't like that pronunciation. It didn't make sense to her, and like Marcia was all she heard. So as she got older, she decided to introduce herself as Marcia, and my dad calls her Sia. And so my mom is Marcia to everyone that she's met after the age of like 18. And then she's the one who gave me the Y in my name. So we're a fun and unique and creative family. But like, you can do whatever you want. You can rename yourself. So like, what is it? Gwyneth Paltrow's daughter, Apple. Like, if she likes Apple, great. If she doesn't, she can change it. What was it from Seinfeld? Seven? Like, you know, you can be whatever you want. But I mean, did we expect anything less of Elon? Like, come on. Good for your mom honoring the true pronunciation of Marcia. Exactly, right? If you had to change your name, what would you change it to? Oh, let's talk about that. I was originally, shocker, supposed to be Molly. Unclear if it was IE or with a Y. My mom felt like in the hospital when she was, you know, trying to call me Molly, it wasn't really resonating. And so when she was giving her name for the birth certificate, she said Ellyn, which is her middle name. And she kind of felt like I responded to it. So kind of on the spot, she changed my name to Ellyn instead of Molly, which, funny enough, if you talk to my mom, I know you're watching, on a lot of my legal documents growing up, my full name is Ellyn Rose. So as I got older, I was like, wait, is my name Ellyn Rose or is it just Ellyn? So it kind of is interchangeable depending on what legal paperwork and documentation you're looking at. But it's Ellyn Rose and not Molly Rose. Who would have known? Who could have seen this as Molly? Who knows? So going into my what to watch, I know everyone looks forward to that. I cannot stop thinking about, talking about Normal People on Hulu. It's a book by Sally Rooney. She wrote it, and then she adapted the book into a screenplay with a co-writer. And I am currently reading the book after I watched the show. They're about half-hour episodes. I think there's like 12. You can really get through it pretty quickly. It is about these two high school students, and you follow them from like 17 to 22, but it's not like this regular YA, like young stuff that I've always talked about. It's about like young love and anxiety and depression and insecurity and trying to figure out your place in this world and understanding how to be authentically yourself and be honest and communicate in a relationship. It was so raw and so honest, and I'm reading the book now, and I'm seeing how the book and the show translated so well so far from what I've read. It's emotional, right, Chris? Exactly. It's like there is so much depth to the characters and so much reality. There's so much reflected, I think, in a lot of what we as human beings have experienced. I felt like the compulsion to finish the show as quickly as I did felt like that tethering to talking to that first love or that first crush, and that you didn't want to like hang up the phone. You didn't want it to end. That feeling, that's kind of what I felt like when I was like, I have to see the next episode. Based in Ireland. I love their accents. I mean, the depiction of like love, and then their like the sex life and how it wasn't glamorized, and there wasn't these huge knockdown, drag out Hollywood fights. Like, that's not real life. Like, you're waiting for some big explosive moment, and that's just not real sometimes. Like, that's not always every relationship. And I thought it did a really good job of like honestly portraying a real relationship. So this is Normal People. It's on Hulu. Everyone watch it. It's up now. You can download the book on Kindle. You can do everything from your home to fully submerge yourself in the world of Marianne and Connell. They are super cute. They're real looking people. They're very attractive, but they look real. They're not like these like plastic people. So definitely watch it. It's incredible. And then we can all talk about it. So that is the what to watch, which brings me into my food for thought segment. I feel like there's different things to look forward to now. So for example, and you guys can tell me in the comments, I look forward to different things because I don't have a concert to go to and all of my trips have been canceled, but I look forward to different things now. So I look forward to my morning cup of coffee way more than I used to. I look forward to that ritual of waking up, going and sitting on the couch, turning on the news, which is more like, or honestly, I have actually been shutting it all off and just watching an episode of I Love Lucy. So it's this like half-hour ritual that makes me ready and calm for the day, and I don't feel rushed and harried, and I look forward to it. I also am totally looking forward. I have 2 puzzles coming in the mail. That is not something I ever thought I would say. I was not a puzzle person until 2.5, 3 weeks ago. So these are things I'm looking forward to. I'm curious what other people are looking forward to. I'm seeing morning tea. Francesca got new windshield wipers. She's so excited about that. Everyone is so excited for their coffee. They love taking baths. Oh, Kyle, baths instead of showers. Absolutely. Oh my God, yeah, I love taking baths. I love waking up, walking your dog. Oh, Alex, walking mama, watching an episode of something with a cup of coffee before starting work. Exactly. Like, it's something that you look forward to. So those are some things that I've like looked forward to. I also, my friend sends me a ton of TikToks, Lynn and Eddie, they'll send me a slew of TikToks, and then I'll wait to watch them until nighttime. I look forward to that as well. It's like a treat. So I'm trying to find little moments of joy. You know what this show is all about. It's all about spreading joy. So I'm looking for moments of joy that everyone can connect to. I love Lucy, baking, bath bombs. Yes, all of the above. I love it. So that's kind of what I've been looking forward to. And I'll ask Christene, I'm going to bring you on in a second. I'll ask you what you're looking forward to. It's become a ritual for you. Hello. Oh,
hi, Ellyn, with a Y.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, Christene Barberich. I introed you at the beginning of the show, but Christene is the global editor-in-chief of Refinery 29, co-founder of Refinery 29, host of the Unstyled podcast. It's like, what don't you do? Literally, so impressive. And I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited for the person that commented about she's being pumped about getting new windshield wipers. I thought that was really awesome.
Right? It's like whatever it is that gets you excited and you're looking forward to it. And we have to honor that moment.
No, she's excited about her new windshield wipers. I can totally relate to that. I'd be really pumped about that too.
Do you have anything that you're currently like looking forward to that's in the mail maybe?
Honestly, I was just talking to Lauren Levine, who's our entertainment director, because I want to write an essay about how much comfort I'm getting from Grace and Frankie, because it's just sort of like my right before bed panacea. It's just so relaxing to me. And I just find it to be a really nice sort of like just level set right before I go to sleep. So yes,
I love that.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying that.
That's such a nice ritual, something that kind of helps you come down from the day and relax.
I know. I actually just because I think that what's happening right now, and I don't know if you're feeling the same way, but it's like there's a lot of residual stress. You're feeling like the stress of just like being in the world right now. It's not even really like compounded by anything specific, and I find it deeply exhausting. So I think just finding ways to just feel lighter and just feel a little bit more transported is really helpful.
That's such a great point about how when you physically can't change your location if you're working, how do you mentally change your space, change your headspace, and like what do you do that alleviates that for you, or what gets you ready for work, like a cup of coffee?
Coffee is really important right now, and I totally support that.
I know, I'm trying not to have too much. I feel like it's a slippery slope of drinking too many cups.
Have as much as you want. Honestly, just do it.
Right? I love it. Well, so I'm so excited that you're on the show, and I feel like the show has evolved so much in the last year, but even in the last like 8 weeks of being in the middle of a time that's really intense and for a lot of people, but also a time of like self-reflection. I think a lot of people are really we're physically looking at ourselves in our phones and in our computers, and a lot of self-reflection, both mirrored and real self-reflection, is happening right now. And I feel like for someone who is as iconic as you and really blaze their own path. Oh, come on. Let me say it. Iconic.
Stop it. No, I can't listen to that. Keep going.
But for someone who has paved their own path in life to the point of creating an entire business and being the global editor-in-chief, right? How can you listen to your own voice? How do you give space for your own voice to be able to create that kind of journey for yourself? I think, we spoke a little bit about, a lot of people think it's these big acts, but they can be small. So how do you make space to actually listen to yourself to create this life that you designed?
Well, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I've been thinking about this a lot, ever since you and I had our sort of like pre-show conversation. And I think that you don't have to meditate. You don't have to dedicate like blocks of time. You can feel it, that you actually can feel it. If you look out the window, I mean, it can be even during, we're sort of like kind of adapting to a different pace right now. But I think even during the busiest days, I don't know if you've had this experience, but you leave work to just run out and get lunch really quickly, feel grounded in yourself. I try to just look for those moments, and they don't happen every day, and sometimes they don't happen every week, but they sort of remind me that I'm here to do something. And we all sort of have something that we feel like we want to do and feel like we have to do. I think there's different sort of intensities along that between wanting to do it and having to do it. It's like we all kind of fall somewhere in between those two, and really just like doing what it is you feel in your heart you need to be doing. There's so much satisfaction that comes from that. It doesn't really matter about, you know, how much achievement there is. It's just the act of doing it.
I love that. I think the idea that like there's a spectrum of wanting to do something and having, and almost like a compulsion to like, you have to do this thing on this earth in this life, and
Yes.
honoring both sides of that. You know, you can want to do something and honor it, but you can have that compulsion that that has to be what you do, and do and honor, work towards that. I love that in the moments, and look for that. I feel like I relate to that so much with just this passion project that, you know, in the moments when my mind is free, it's where I go, and it's what I think about, and it's where I draw inspiration.
You know, you were talking about that show Normal People, and the way you were describing them, and the fact that where they are in their lives, it's between 18 and 22, and the way that you were describing how they feel, like I feel like that right now. I always feel like that. I always feel like everything could fall apart at any moment, or I feel like I'm on the verge of something really wonderful that's about to happen. I think that it's always sort of like putting yourself in this position of being at the beginning of something, and I think it's quite hard to do that right now, because I think that especially with social media, we feel so scrutinized all the time. And we feel really self-critical, but you have to somehow put that aside and keep sort of listening to that inner compass, and just sort of like being okay with feeling vulnerable and just trying to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God, yes. Last week on the show, I felt like I was the most vulnerable I've been, which was talking about, you know, waking up to your life. If you are kind of on the hamster wheel and you're not really engaging, and you're kind of like numbing by being busy, and not being honest that you feel scared, not being honest that it's does feel like things could fall off the rails, and it does feel like that anxiety of where's life going, what's the point, and like it can get kind of existential, but like it's okay to live in that. And I feel like being numb to it is just like you're not even feeling it anymore. So like maybe that's why I so related to the show, that just like struck such a chord. It's so human, and like, can we all be honest with each other that we're like all kind of spinning a bit?
We're all going through that all the time. It's just at different stages of life, but it's like always the same.
I love hearing that. It's so reassuring.
Well, I don't know if
you're
it's
not alone.
reassuring knowing you're going to be like 50 or in midlife and still feeling like you're falling in love for the first time. But I mean, that's kind of a gift though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my God. I wouldn't want it to not be an option. Like, life can still be that exciting and still be fun. And like, that's kind of how I feel. Like, I'm 30 now, and I don't feel like life is any less exciting at this age, or it's going to get less exciting. It can be as exciting as it was when I was just experiencing something for the very first time, which I love.
No, it gets better and better and better and better. It only gets better. It's if you believe that it only gets better, it continues to get better. And I think that you commit yourself to that.
I love that mentality, and, you know, making space for, you know, being excited and being creative. And I think right now in particular, when everything can kind of feel a little bit more monotonous, or the walls are all they look the same, how do you look for moments of inspiration and for creativity that just kind of get you thinking and get you feeling creative?
Reading a lot. I have so many books that I'm reading right now. I just found, and I posted on Instagram, I just got Stephanie Danler's new memoir, Stray, which I'm really excited about starting. I love nonfiction. I could read memoirs just like that. If all I read was memoirs, it would be fine. I just want to hear about how other people are doing it, and how they've done it, and how they kind of like went to the mat in their own lives. It's like, that's like that's just like my happy place. And honestly, just trying to enjoy the little moments that I'm having with my daughter Rafi, because I don't get to see her in a lot of these sort of like, situations. But now being home, it's like it's really hard working full time, and my heart goes out to all the parents that are working full time out there. It's really tough, but there are really moments of great pleasure and joy that come out of it too. So yeah, but it's also just trying to, I'm not like looking to sort of like carve out all these like sort of big activities for myself. It's just little things, little teeny tiny things that actually give me like a moment's worth of satisfaction.
I love that. I feel like it's like so important to remember to break things down from feeling really big to feeling small, and looking for little moments of excitement or creativity or satisfaction that make you feel something, which obviously always leads to creativity. If you feel anything, it can make you feel creative.
Yeah.
Which is good. And also, speaking of being creative, so
Yes.
when everyone found out that you were going to be on my show, I got a lot of questions. So I did
Tell
go
me.
through a lot of the questions. And the biggest one, like over and over, was about your style, was about how did you cultivate your style? How does your personal style, when it comes to fashion and personal style, live in your home space?
Oh gosh, honestly, you're never done. I think that that's honestly the secret, is that it's always like a layering process. You're always like sort of taking things out of the equation and adding things in. And I think that that's true of your house. It's true of your closet. It's like just, and also just like paying attention to the things that are your favorites that you just always like love wearing, or you love like looking at in your house, and they just, I know that the Marie Kondo thing is like so overdone at this point, but it really is so much about the things that just make you feel like yourself. They make you feel at home in yourself. And I really think about those things that I wear. And this time has actually been really good, because I try to, if Rafi's taking a long nap and I don't have any deadlines, I will try on a couple of things and just like move them. I have this like ongoing IKEA bag that I'm like always filling with stuff. And just like I did this delivery. I have 3 mom friends in my neighborhood, and I packed them up a bag of like my sort of like closet sort of cast offs, and it was like I just sort of customized them, and I went around with Rafi in the stroller, and I was like dropping off all these bags from my girlfriends. And I think it's just like the more you let go, the more you can bring in. It's like I think that there's just it's kind of like an energy thing. It's sort of just like keeping things kind of open, But I'm a big thrifter, this. I'm constantly like, I'm happy if I can just go to a red, white. I just want to make sure red, white, and blue don't get cut off.
Yes, red, white, and blue to go thrifting.
Yes.
Perfect. So every week I play a game. Everyone in the comments can join on. And we have, this week is Would You Rather, which is a fan favorite. And the question is, would you rather, if you got stuck in a season, be in summer or winter?
Oh, that's so tough. Summer or winter? I'm going to say summer. Being really, really cold just the worst. I mean, being really, really hot is the worst too, but I think I'd rather be really, really hot than really, really cold.
Yeah, agreed. My ideal destination is a beach. So if I have to be super hot, then like, okay. I want to thank you so much for coming on my show.
You are a natural. This was so much fun, and I'm grateful, and it was really fun to do.
Thank you so much. Bye, Christine.
I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Everyone, if you are looking for a moment of that mental break and reprieve and transitioning from work to your home evening, listen to the Unstyled podcast. Christine's voice is so calming. I'll never forget. I started working at Refinery 29 in November 2016. I think the podcast had just begun, and I listened to it for the first time to acclimate myself to my new work. And I just remember thinking it was so calming. Christine's voice was so calming that it was November 2016, people. I needed to be calm. And it was so nice to listen to. So everyone go listen to it right away, and you can be just as calm as I was. Thank you again, Christine. I really appreciate it. And thank you everyone for tuning in. As you know, the point of the show is to spread joy and spread smiles. If you catch yourself smiling while you're watching the show, that's the whole point of it. And I hope that you can endeavor to share that with someone else, whether it be through this show or just making someone smile. Thank you all for watching, and I hope that you stay well, and I thank you, and I will see you next week. Bye. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. To subscribe to my channel, click here, and to watch more videos, click here. Be sure to like, comment, and hit the bell so you get notified every time I upload a video.